Thank you, Leah.
And
Hello to all the people who are listening to us.
there's been a reported increase in cybercrime
Yes.
over the last period since we've entered this outbreak of COVID-19. Could you give perhaps some guidelines what we should look out for, first of all?
Yes, Leah, of course, with this new situation that we are living in, our lives have obviously changed. And this change brings with it certain risks, even insofar as cybercrime is concerned. Why do we have these changes, and why do we have these increased risks? Well, we have these changes precisely because we are relying much more on the internet in order to carry out activities which we usually did not carry out with the use of internet. Clearly, teleworking, working from home, communicating with one another, we have had to resort to the internet in order to be able to try to cope as much as possible with this new reality that we are living in. This has obviously brought with it, as a consequence, the fact that we are exposed, so to say, to a greater degree to certain cyber attacks. And therefore, you are correct in stating that we have to pay attention and that we have to be vigilant. This is coming about also because of the fact that not only are we using the internet to work, to communicate with our colleagues, but we are using it to communicate socially. We are using it to communicate with members of our family. We are using it to keep in touch as much as we can with the outside world. There is also an increased fear and anxiety within people, and therefore this makes them more vulnerable. So these are the right conditions and the proper conditions which you would have for persons who want to take advantage of the situation to actually come to start attacking us also in cyberspace.
There are
To the
also
question that you have asked as to what solutions should we be doing and what should we looking out for, well, there are, yes, certain things, various directives have been issued and various guidelines have been set forward. Let us start, for example, with the issue of teleworking and the fact that people are connecting remotely to their places of work. Here, one of the best recommendations that we should give is that workers who are working remotely should only use the VPNs. The VPNs are the machines, so to say, that connect you with the office, which are supplied to them by the IT service provider, by the IT person within that company, within that firm, within that office. It is also important that when we are using this VPN, when we are connecting with our offices from our homes, that we should, as much as possible, use these VPNs, as they are called, only vis-a-vis carrying out work related to the office. Why? Because this is a time where attempts to hack files, attempts to enter into servers would be at their highest. Another situation that we have seen also, insofar as cybercrime is concerned, relates to the fact that at this point in time, a lot of people are coming forward claiming that they have products which they can sell, and therefore we have to pay attention from fraudulent products which promise a lot of things and which in actual fact are fakes. The situation that we are in is such that there is going to be an increase in the sales of these products precisely because people are anxious. And it's all type of products, Leah. Even it could also simply relate to products being a consequence of the fact, for example, that our hairdressers and our barbers are closed. And therefore you could all of a sudden have sprouting along a lot of products which claim to help you how to cut your hair from home, help you to dye your hair from home, help you to blow dry your hair from home. Here we have to be very, very careful. And the recommendations are that any purchases should only be made from recognized retailers. It is advisable that if you are going to be buying any types of products, you should only buy from retailers with which you have already in the past carried out certain purchases.
absolutely.
Again, another recommendation that I would give would be to avoid giving your bank details to, for example, a link that is sent directly to you. Usually, when you are buying from proper retailers, There will be a whole step-by-step process which you would have to go through, which would then take you to, in actual fact, make your payment through the usual secure methods of payment, PayPal, credit cards. And therefore, even here, we have to pay attention from the sale of a lot of fake products.
Yes.
Because we would end up buying products which in truth would be of no help whatsoever, and they would be simply a scam.
Absolutely.
Other types of scams that have come along, Leah, are scams relating to the sale not of fake products that in actual fact do not do us any good. We're just buying them for the sake of wasting money, really. But there's also a problem with fictitious sales. So you could have situations whereby you receive a situation of someone who telling you that he could provide this or provide that, and in actual fact, it is a total scam because there is no product at all that he is selling to you. On the 6th of April, some 2 days ago, I believe, or yesterday actually, there was an arrest in Singapore of a person who managed to sell to a pharmaceutical company a claim that he made that he could provide a very speedy delivery of certain paraphernalia that they needed, of certain medication that they needed. He actually managed to scam the pharmaceutical company to the tune of over 6 million euro. You can imagine.
That's amazing.
Fortunately, he was caught. Fortunately, he was arrested. But this is where we also have to pay attention. Here, you will have situations where you will start receiving messages on the internet, which in actual fact are not selling fake products, but in actual fact are selling no product at all, and they are completely fictitious.
Thank you
the
very
solution
much.
and recommendation over here is pay attention to avoid answering emails or going into sites which you do not recognize, which have spelling mistakes, which clearly are indicating to us that we should first confirm their authenticity. So the message there is to be more vigilant.
Vigilant,
Speak to your
cautious.
IT providers if necessary, to make sure that your security is well beefed up. But we have to pay attention because, as you rightly point out, yes, cybercrime could be a great danger even at this point in time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Giglio. Thank you very much. And I know we'll see you next week for more of this. Thank you. That was Dr. Joe Giglio, a top criminal lawyer, regarding cybercrime, which obviously we've seen an increase in it since the outbreak of coronavirus. Should you wish to send any comments or wish Dr. Giglio to address any questions, he'll be with us next week with more, where we're also addressing risk assessments to corporates, operational risk, fraud risk, cyber risk, and so forth. Any comments via Net Television or my blogs. I thank you very much for watching tonight. Thank you for being with me. Carry on watching Net Television. I wish you a very good evening. I'm Leah Hogg.